Hello to everybody watching this video. It is I, the amazing H-Boy, and after 59 or so, well, actually I think it was 59 or so things of me playing the Yandere Simulator, I have finally done that. However, I might do some experimenting with the game like in the future, but we'll worry about that later. However, for now I am going to be doing something bigger. I'm going to be going on a bit of a slander. So you probably remember, but there was this TikToker by the name of Munchy Monk, who did this thing called Rudie Slander, where he went on about Ruby from Max and Ruby. See, it says I hate Rudie Slander, and he talks about like how he hates him, and it's like some weird dude and blah 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 blah. I'm not gonna, yeah, and you can see, so essentially what you can see, there's plenty of other bad things about Ruby. However, I'm going to be doing that, but I'm not going to be doing it for Ruby because, well, he already did that, and I don't want to be mooching. I don't want to, in other words, mooch off of his success. Instead, I'm going to be talking about another character who has a name that rhymes with Rudy. Instead of Ruby, I'm going to be doing a slander on the one, the only Rudy. I'm going to be doing Rudie Slander. I mean, like, look at this complete nut with his nerdy glasses and his British crossing guard hat and his dumb-looking tie and then his little foo-foo stance. I mean, look at this guy. He's like an absolute nut. And why is he a nut? Well, there's many reasons why he's a nut. He's a exaggerator, fibber, and he's also a bit of let's just say he ruins people's concerts. For example, one time, in fact, it was in the episode, let me go to the episode. It was called Wanted Audience. And what happened was, you want to know what this guy did? I'll tell you what this guy did. What did he do? I'll tell you what he did. So essentially what happened was, he wanted to do a show for his girls. Well, not his girls as in his daughters. His girls, and he's a manager of some little girl group. And like, look at this, 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 look at this. See, they do the concert, but there's nobody there. There's literally no one there. You can see there's no one there. And what does this guy do? He's not worried or anything. He just tries to be all encouraging and stuff, which might be wholesome, but you gotta admit, this guy's one of those. Well, he's a little too optimistic. And then look at this.
House lights in here. Rudy, what's going on here?
I can't speak.
See, you can't speak.
But I, for one, was just starting to enjoy the show.
Like you can see, like they're actually honestly worried. But what does this guy do? He just keeps trying to dissuade the conversation, which in my opinion is kind of dumb on his part. And here's the worst part. According to, like, if I go to the fandom page, look at the reason why it's, like, unfortunately I can't find videos of it, and I don't want to waste my time getting videos of this. But it doesn't tell you. But essentially what happens is, you want to know what this guy did? I'll tell you what this guy did. He freaking got the wrong date. So this guy, this nerdy British police hat wearing foo-foo, ruined their first ever gig because he was too dumb to check the dates. You see, this guy, I can't with this guy because he's one of those characters where it's so dumb it's annoying, kind of like Hudson from Game Shakers. But I won't worry about that. Like if you can see here, let me just read you specifically what happens. If you read specifically what happens, it says here that he even says AM, PM, tomatoes, what's the difference? You can see the quote like right here. See? I mean, like, clocks in this dimension are so primitive. I mean, like how can you not know the difference between AM and PM? Like, did he fail when he was in grade 1? Like, I learned AM and PM not even when I was in grade 1. In fact, I think before I even started school. I mean, like, he's a grown man for crying out loud. So you see, that's an example of him being really dumb, that it's annoying. And let's see, what other problems has he had? Oh, and then the time he went to No Fun Land. Oh, that time. When he went to No Fun Land. Now that's another time when he was a nut. So essentially in the episode Fun Baby, what happened was this guy, you want to know what this guy did? I'll tell you what he did. He first started by saying he was going to go Newfoundland, where Newfoundland and Labrador, in Canada and blah, 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 blah. And here's the thing about this guy. At first, it started off by saying that he was going to go to Newfoundland. However, it turns out, as you know, he's a bit of an exaggerator, if you will. And that's kind of problematic in this case because, one, he ends up taking them to some dystopian George Orwell bullcrap called No Fun Land, where it's essentially like, don't know if you remember the show Jimmy Two Shoes. There was this place called Miseryville. It's essentially like that. So what do? They decide to go all vigilante on it and start pewing multicolors. Like, let me see if I can find a video of that without. And then, if I can find a video of that. Okay, I don't want to get the trailer. Don't want to see no trailer. Yeah, I don't want to see the trailer. Oh, it's the trailer for the DVD because that's not important. So I'm not going to show you that. So essentially, what happens is they go all vigilante on them by like. In fact, here's a clip of it. Like, as you can see, they get these paintball gun thingies, and then what do they do? And then that's some horrible artist. So what do? They hijack one of his blimps, got all paint buns, and try to bring him down. And then. However, all this would have been avoided if Rudy just did some research. They should call him No Research Rudie because that guy, oh god, I don't like that guy. Okay, now that we talked about that, now let's talk about his family, like his perverted nephew. Let's go, his perverted nephew. Let me tell you, usually whenever there's a what's the word, whenever there's an example, usually the uncle is when it's always like the weird uncle. It's usually the uncle that's the weird one. But in this case, it's his nephew that's the weird one. Like, let me show you his nephew. I mean, like, look at him. Look at him. He's like some German computer nerd. Well, he's not German. But he looks German. See, with the overalls and the glasses and the derpy looking teeth. I mean, just like he's kind of foofy. And then let's not forget the thing. Let's not forget the time he started to get all creepy around the girls. Because look at this. Look at this. I don't know how old the girls are, but considering how they look, like by looking at their faces, they look about maybe they look around the same age as they look around maybe kindergarten age, like the age of the Powerpuffs, the age of Ruby Gloom, the age of the Equestria girls from My Little Pony, like not the ponies, but the human equivalents. They look around that age, like whatever age Ruby Gloom is, whatever age the Powerpuffs are, that's the age they look like. And then, you want to know what this guy does? I'll tell you what this guy does. If I can find a video of it. He starts in the episode. He starts asking them all if he wants to go to prom with them, which implies that he's a high school senior, most likely around some age around maybe 15, 16, 17, maybe. I don't know. I couldn't tell you. Like, let me see if it says how old he is on the fandom page. Let's see. Does it say his age? It does not. However, considering the fact that he was asking about prom, he was probably 15, 16, 17 or so, which means that a 17-year-old was asking like 5, 6, 7-year-olds to go to prom with him, which is kind of off. Like, I get it was done for comedic effect, but still kind of off. Because the HJ5 band is kind of like, I don't know if you remember XOMG Pop, where it's like a kiddie supergroup. Let me show you XOMG Pop. I don't know how I would call them, but XOMG, my mistake. Let me get them for yous. XOMG Pop. Let me get them for yous. Here you go. XOMG Pop. It's a kid group created by JoJo. You know JoJo, the girl who used to have a fancy bow in her hair, and then she got a haircut, and now she looks like a fan favorite in a sitcom. All she needs to do is dye her hair brown. I really hope she doesn't dye her hair brown. So if you go to their website, because they have a website for some reason, as you can see, just a group of kiddies. See? Boom, da-doom, da-doom, da-doom. So essentially, that's what HJ5 is like. So thinking that of a bunch of kids group, but they could be in their teens, I don't know. It's hard to tell because their artwork looks incredibly babyish. But whatever it is, you can tell that they're very young. So it's still kind of cuckoo. So that's what I mean. So basically Rudy, he's a liar, truth stretcher, manipulator, narcissist, and he has a creepy, perverted nephew. What else can I say about him? Oh, and he's also obsessed with his job where he'll give business cards to anybody. Heck, I bet that if I just saw him on the street and I just looking weird, he like if I came wearing a wig or something, like every time he sees a weird person, he gives them a business card. It's kind of annoying. So I think that's all I have to say about Rudy. And if there's anything else I can say, please hit me up. Toodaloo.